Don't focus what's going on around you. Work on your dreams this week. Best piece of advice I can give you. Just be kind to yourself. No matter what the naysayers say, just work on you. There's many avenues that you can explore, right? Yesterday we talked a little bit about cybersecurity. We talked about how you have to be very careful. Nowadays things aren't always as they seem. There are many people out there, like you get these calls all the time now. It's crazy. Like the things they say, it's ridiculous. We have a warrant for you. Like it's wild. And you look the number up and it goes scam. I highly suggest that if you are suspicious about a phone call you got, look up that number. See what that number is about. Protect yourself, right? If you can, protect yourself each and every way you can. The HAPS journey has been fun. We're implementing some new things for 2022. One of them is if you're not, available to come up on camera and we can't see you and we don't know who you are, in the sense we've never met you in person, I am not letting those people up anymore. I've had too many crazy things happen. So, and I can't paintbrush some people I know, some people I do and don't and do. So it is a live format. It's built to be live and it's an interactive app and it's wonderful and it's not for everybody. And the great thing is there is multiple places you can go to do whatever you want. There's even fantasy apps if you want. You can be a character and you can pretend to be whoever you want. Quite a few of them are that way, honestly. Like Reddit is wild. No one uses their photo there. No one. And it's just troll heaven. It's wild. Periscope was like that too. Periscope was people changing their picture, to a bunny or a rose or unicorn or whatever they thought that day, or they'd use somebody's famous photo from 1972. That was always my favorite. So I think just proceed with caution. I've had some very strange things happen, you know, and I guess it's going to come with the territory. I'm going to have to get used to it. Um, I was insanely happy about all the support I received yesterday. And I think, if you want to use a photo, great. If you don't want to use a photo, great. If you want to post the picture of your dog, great. The only thing is on my broadcast, just mine, not the platform, I'm not going to let people come up that I don't know in person. Now, if I know you in real life and I can recognize your voice, that's different. But my friends, most of them, they'd have no problems coming up. They might be a little nervous, but they would definitely come up. And to me, if a friendship is worth something to me, I'll go that extra mile. If someone said to me, I just need to know it's you. Can you just show me your face for a second? And I could do that. I would do that, right? And there was a period in my life where I was very shy and I was really worried what people thought and said. And oh my God, what an awful place to be. Worry about you. Put the energy into you. Focus on you. You can't change the opinions of people around you. And just be safe and guard yourself and prioritize and have, I would say, a protocol of conduct that you have on your broadcast, right? Just you have to be careful. And I felt really bad for some of the people within my inner circle who were like, hey, you know, it's his broadcast. If he does want to bring people up there unwilling to go on camera, great. You just have to accept it and move on. The thing I am sad about, though, is we've lost a lot of individuals on this platform. We've lost a lot of people. And I'm hoping they'll swing back around when we get the feature of photographs, videos. I'm not too sure where we're going. I had a beautiful time last night. I was talking to Joy, and it was nice. It was really nice. It was a good moment, right? And I went into a religious scope that I don't usually go into, and I'm trying to switch things up. I'm trying to make things more accessible to the people, and I want people to be able to be happy. Right now, Bri and Deb are on the Den as well. So if you're surfing around, which a lot of people do, I noticed that. They go from place to place to place and say hello, and hey, whatever works for you, right? Let's support each other. But we don't have to take sides. And know that all great ideas meet massive resistance. And for the safety of all, we have to have consistency. And for me, I need to know the people that are in my broadcast. It's just who I am, and it's something I want to implement. And I didn't really listen to my inner compass before. And my goal isn't to single out anybody. I just want to make it where it's safe. That's it. Oh, I appreciate you guys. You're great. And I know you are who you are. And it's wonderful. And I love the broadcast that you guys do every day. I like the music, right? Music's a part of my life, but I enjoy when you're, in the grocery store. I was dying from envy seeing all the bread, because we don't have that kind of volume of bread. It's really sad. We don't have, like, if you go into, say, like a Loblaws, that's a grocery store for us. The shelves aren't barren. I would say they're 50% full. Where back in the day they had, stuff. They had so much stuff they didn't know where to put it. They had stuff above, they had stuff below. There's a shortage, real shortage of food. Everything has gone up $1 or $2. And I talked about this yesterday. I feel so bad for the cashiers. There's some of these cashiers have been doing for 20 years, and now everything is automated. You do it yourself, and now they're working on grocery carts. And the grocery carts will take a picture of your face. There's multiple cameras everywhere, just seeing where your hands are, making sure you're not stealing. And they have maybe one person, maybe two, depending on how busy it is, monitoring. But they also have now the computers. If it's deemed to be suspicious behavior, you'll get a red flag. But technically, you can come in, swipe, get your groceries, and leave. And some people are like, I felt like I was stealing the stuff. This is what they said. It was such a weird experience for them. They didn't feel comfortable not saying to someone, hey, I bought this stuff and now I'm leaving. You just go in, you scan it in your cart, and you go back. That's it. That's it. And I guess you tap your card. I have not seen one yet, but I watched a show on it. I was horrified yesterday when I heard about how many cameras they're putting up in Canada. So you do anything remotely suspicious, you're done. And they've got, they probably got pictures of the top of my head, which is not good. I got a bald spot up there at the back. But the days of, thinking that nobody knows what you look like and hiding behind a veil, it's done. The Wizard of Oz time is done. And it's sad because people should have privacy, but they don't. They don't. And it's sad that you can't trust people anymore. The other day, someone I was talking to, I thought for sure was a male, and I later found out it was a female. And it's somebody I already know, pretending to be somebody else, just lurking. And this is a person who said, I'll never be in your broadcast again. So that kind of stuff is crazy. And, if you focus on that, you'll lose your mind. So you have to basically focus on the good things, like good people. And Brian and Deb are the best. They really are. Like, they're top shelf. But that's my opinion. It doesn't mean it's right. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's great that I think that, but it's not necessarily true. It's true in my eyes. That's it. Then recently I've had people saying, "Oh, you're playing God." I'm not playing God. Now, if I owned the format and said every single person has to show themselves, it's different. I'm one channel. I am nobody. We all are really nobody. We're just a speck. But for me, because of all the business dealings I do, I could lose my livelihood. And I don't make enough money on here to make it worth it. I just don't. And my goal isn't to hurt people. And it's so simple. You just show yourself on air for 3 seconds. I see you, the voice matches up, we're rocking. But then someone said something to me which is really scary. It doesn't mean anything. If you're tech savvy, you can make yourself look like anybody. And then I thought about that Tom Cruise thing where this guy overlaid a face on a body, right? And it looks seamless and real. Hello, Eric Nelson. How are you today? So I hope things get easier for this platform. I hope we have more people. I hope there's more collaboration. I had a wonderful show last night. I had a wonderful show yesterday. We had a lot of old farts up. I invited you, Brian, but I think nicely you guys said to me you're in the Lenny P camp, and I love Lenny. She's a great lady. She really is. We've done karaoke together and everything else, but I can't say, well, you can be on and you can't, and you can be on. I can't do that. It's got to be consistent. So then it's fair for everyone. I can't pick and choose. To me, that isn't right. It'd be like saying, well, if you wear blue socks, then I'll let you out. But I've had my share of hate mail the last 2 days. But I think it's something to consider. I remember I got slammed around really bad about 3 months ago talking about numbers. And I was like, really work on your social media. You are a brand. Get your numbers up. You might get some affiliates. You may be able to get sponsored. You might get some free product if that's what you want to do. If it's just a social thing, go on Clubhouse, right? Talk on Facebook. It's wonderful. I love it. It's seamless. It's easy, right? It is the easiest thing. You can invite all your friends. You talk. I hope they don't tape it. If they do, it's not good. But I've recently heard even the green room, if this is real, at the beginning of every broadcast, when you think it isn't on, it's being taped. So whatever you were saying that was maybe negative, reconsider. Always think when you're out there that things aren't quite what they seem. Be aware, right? People paint different pictures. Every once in a while, you meet somebody who's really authentic and genuine. I like that. It's rare, though. It's very rare. In my life, and I know thousands of people, I can count on one hand two people that I really can count on. And if you have that, like a soulmate or a friend that you've had since grade 5, you are blessed. You're extremely blessed. That's a rare gift from the universe. But because someone doesn't share your opinion, it doesn't make them evil. And we don't have to hate each other. And I've not been hateful towards anyone. I just said I didn't feel safe. And then I got a barrage of, well, if you don't feel safe, why don't you not put your face on? What does that got to do with not feeling safe? And what I mean is I don't feel safe not knowing what's on the other side of the camera. And I tried to explain it as, if you go to a door and you know on the other side of the door that person might have a gun, but you can't see them, but they can see you through the peephole. I don't know. It's a really dicey time. And when you go into a grocery store now, like yesterday, I was talking to Alexa and it was wild. Like it blew my mind, some of the things, because I just randomly thought, you know what? I'm just going to ask Alexa and see what she says, right? Alexa, when I go to Walmart, do they have cameras there? See if she'll answer me today. Sometimes she won't. Alexa, does Walmart have security cameras?
Sorry, I'm not sure,
See,
but I
yeah.
found a Walmart.
You found a Walmart.
3.9 kilometers away on 1000 Gerrard Street East in Toronto.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So I'll try again. Walmart, do they have secure? Sorry, Alexa, does Walmart have security cameras?
Sorry, I'm not sure, but I found a Walmart. It is
Mm,
3.9 kilometers away on 1000 Gerrard Street East in Toronto.
see that?
It is currently closed but will be open today from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Now, the other thing is that you got to be careful of is the net now. If you ask certain questions or use certain words, you can be flagged. So if you talked about terrorist things just out of, research, let's try this one. Alexa, is there security cameras in Toronto on the streets?
Here's something I found on the web. According to skyscrapercity.com, the Toronto Transit Commission is in the process of installing up to 10,000 security cameras in its buses, streetcars, and subway system, adding to its current network of about 1,500 cameras.
That's new, by the way. That's the first time I've heard that. Wow. The Toronto Transit Commission is in the process of installing 10,000 security cameras in its buses, streetcars, and subway system, adding to its current network of 1,500 cameras. 10,000. They're saying that in 5 years from now, that you're going to have an encrypted chip that is a photograph of yourself that no one else has. It'll be like ID for you. And if you want to be on a platform like this where you have opinions, varied opinions, you're going to have to be verified that you're that person. And we're kind of doing that right now with the phone number. And what triggered this, and it's really important that people understand this, is I was in a conversation with someone and they said, you got to make a decision, Michael. You can't continue to be uncomfortable not knowing what that person's about. And the truth is, someone can show their face all they want. The only thing I don't understand is that you have to interact with Lainey. Lainey has been posting insanely harmful comments. She was on for 5 hours the other day talking about this. It's sad. I have not said anything negative. I have not said anything negative about JB. I said to JB, I would love to go for a coffee with you, buy you coffee, buy you lunch, meet you in person, go for a bike ride. I've not said anything mean, nothing, zero mean. I just said, I need to know. I've have texts that are this long that people have sent me of the things they're saying. It's ridiculous. It's just a choice. So, ER nurse, do I not defend myself? Is that what I do? And just let it go on? I don't know. Maybe you're right. The only thing I don't understand is that you interact with Lenny for a long time, and now all of a sudden there was some suspicious stuff going on. That's if you want to know. And JB did some really weird stuff in the broadcast. I was speaking and he put a bull on in the back and was rotating it. And then I was speaking another time and he put a pig on in the background. And I was like, I can either accept this and I'm already feeling uncomfortable, or I need to move on. So imagine yeah. So I agree with you though, ER nurse. I'm not going to bring it up, and they can say whatever they want. But you can look at everything I've talked about. But the days of being able to not have a photograph or not be filmed everywhere you go is gone. It's sad. And even Toronto now is going to have, it's what was it? 15,000, 10,000. And someone told me, if they tell you that, Michael, wake up. It's 10 times that. And I noticed that they're putting everywhere 5G. And the only reason they're putting 5G up is they have high definition cameras. So they're going to be able to recognize the back of your head soon by the lines in your neck. It's crazy. But, I talked about numbers on this platform and got ripped, shredded, and that I was an egomaniac and all this other stuff. And I said, be aware of your brand. Don't associate with people that you don't know their story. Now, here's an example. ER nurse I've seen on camera. And I've talked to her. So I know that that is a real person. I've had in the past where I thought someone was a male and it was a female with a male's picture trolling me. And this is the same individual who said, I'll never go in your broadcast again, but was in my broadcast the next day as a different individual. So I'm just saying, please be careful. That's all. Go towards the light. That's the best piece of advice I can give you. And if something has meaning and there's truth in it, and to me this is truthful, you're going to see platforms implementing, not yet, that you have to have an encrypted photo of yourself, proof. It's coming. It really is. You can't work right now unless you're double vaccinated. You can't go to a restaurant if you're not double vaccinated. Yesterday was really sad. I don't know if you can tell by my eyes, I'm really sad because there's bus drivers in Toronto that have been bus drivers for over 20 years, and they're going to terminate them. They're going to terminate them, number one, because of all the restrictions, and people just aren't going to work anymore. And many people are refusing to go back to work, which is sad. But the other thing is the ones that don't want the jab, or if you want, the poke, whatever you like better, have been told not to come back. They're done. They also did that to nurses in Canada. It's not stuff I'm making up. It's true. And then the other day I was in a broadcast and Cran, who I really respect, I said to her, I love Canada. And she said, why? Why, Michael? You're giving me lip service. She said, think of all the despicable things going on right now. So you can leave your blinders on and pretend that everything's okay when it's not. And you can, easily walk into something that you don't know the real deal, or you can take some precautions. But even then, with the technology now, unfortunately, that is out there, you can put another face on my face very easily. And I don't know if you guys have seen that video of Tom Cruise. It's not Tom Cruise. It looks like Tom Cruise, and that's just an app. So it's all for naught, maybe. But be careful what you do and say on the net. And yesterday I heard that most of the rooms that you're in, even Facebook, they're randomly recording you. So the other thing I want to address, and this is kind of loony to some people, but I have an Alexa, and I asked Alexa, I said, Alexa, do you listen to me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Alexa, do you try to figure out what I'm going to buy next?
I'm not sure.
So what happened to me, it was a while ago, maybe a year ago, first time I noticed it. I had been discussing with some friends near Alexa what I wanted to purchase in the future. And I went on my Facebook, and what did I have in it? That very item, which was a very strange item, like an odd item. And then I also realized the last 10 items I had bought were also there. So I have nothing but praise and admiration for Lenny. JB scares me. I gotta be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's done some things I'm uncomfortable with. I wanted him man to man come and talk to me about it, and then we'd be fine. But I can't continue to talk to someone I don't see. And you're at a disadvantage. And I don't know if you guys know this, but if you're in a conversation and you can't see that person's eye movement, body movement, you're at a disadvantage. You don't know. You don't even know who you're talking to, right? So you got to be very careful. And cyber crimes are through the roof. And unfortunately, with what I do and the people I love do, I just can't afford to not be careful. That's it. It's nothing more than that. It's nothing less than that. The feelings that I have, especially for Lenny, will never change. She's a great lady. She's fun. She really is fun. And we've sang together and we've done stuff together, and I have no complaints with her. I said yesterday and the day before that with JB, some of the things that went on in the broadcast, you can watch it if you don't believe me, if it hasn't been taken down. He did some strange stuff. And it's been going on for a while. And then yesterday, I've got people in the comments going, oh, you're trying to control this, you're doing mind control. I haven't blocked anybody because I want the flow to go on. I want people to express themselves. I just don't want them up in the beam. I'm not stopping them from interacting with me in the comments. And they can easily remedy that. But I was told today I'm despicable because I want to know who I'm talking to. I I personally don't think that's despicable. That's all. And for the rest of the week, honestly, I'm not going to talk about it. And people can go on for 5 hours about it. It's done. People know. And I'm sorry that everyone's had to go through it. ER Nurse says here, I treasure facial expressions. Well, if you look at my eyes right now, you can tell I'm sad. This really saddens me because if it was reversed, I might be sad, a little hurt, but then I would go, okay, I have to measure, is my privacy worth my friendship with this person? And I would probably go, no, I'm willing to go talk to them for a couple seconds just so they can tell. I don't know what social media companies are going to do in the future because it is a huge problem. And at one point, there was, I would say, about 5 accounts with my name on it on different media. So I think, Randy said it best. That means you're doing well. If someone wants to do that, they go to the effort, they feel then it's worth their time. And if you know me, I would never hurt anybody intentionally. But I also can't be carefree. I've promised people I love that I'm going to be careful. I've had people who have instilled trust with me to do the right thing. And I constantly talk about brand and brand recognition. You've never seen me go nuts on somebody. I think the most angry I got was the other day. And it was civil. And it was with Milton. And it's a person I really enjoy. And he says I misunderstood it. And maybe I did. Maybe I did. It's very possible I did. But I had interpreted that he was telling me what my spiritual beliefs were. And that just sent me. And then he basically told me I had to forgive. And I said, I don't really forgive. What I do is I say, okay, do I want this person in my life? And I go, okay, I guess I do. So now I have to look at them in a different light. I'm okay with that. Will I be as open with that person? No. Is that person doing something now that maybe is sending up warning flags? Maybe. Do I still want them in my life? Yes. Is it worth another chance? Yes. So what do I have to do? I have to reframe it. So what I've really done is I found a way to cope with the pain of that situation. So imagine you're with someone, you're dating them, and you find out they slept with your best friend. You still love this person. You still love your best friend. Your best friend's been your best friend for, I don't know, say 30 years. I'm using a situation of someone I know very well, and this actually happened. But I won't mention any names because I respect them. And he loved her so much. He said, you know what? I want you to be happy. And if that means we're going to be friends, I'd rather be your friend than not have you in my life. And if you feel you need to pursue this relationship, then do that. But please don't leave me in the dark anymore. And I don't want to be embarrassed. And I think for him, what was most hurtful was everyone else knew except for him. And he had sneaking suspicions. He had that kind of knowing in the back of his head. And he didn't listen because he couldn't bring himself to thinking this person I've been with for 20 years could be betraying me. And he was gutted. And I talked to him for a while. and he didn't know what to do. And I said to him, "Can you move forward?" He said, "No, I can't. I cannot not be with her. I'll go crazy." I said, "Well, you have to find a way now to readjust that in your head where it can be livable for you. That is not forgiveness. That is self-preservation." And social media is like that. It's a relationship with thousands of people, right? And you have to look at the greater good in situations. And you can't just randomly go, that person there I think is okay, so I'm going to let them. And I'm going to let that person. I'm going to let that person. You can't do that. You can't form, you know, we'll call it policies, procedure and policies. Every company has it. For me, social media, for me, is a company. My personal life is my personal life. I don't know if you guys notice this, but I don't talk about my family. If I get asked about it, I'll talk about my girls because I love them. And occasionally I talk about my grandchildren. And I totally understand the individuals, how they feel, because I know people within my inner circle who would never in a million years go up on camera unless they had to. Never. Would never do it. But they would never also broadcast. So to be in a situation where you want to broadcast but not show your face, it's somewhat of a rarity. It's usually associated to suspicious behavior. And I knew a friend, and I had to talk to him. He had like 7 accounts under different names. And then he got really upset when they caught him. And he got several strikes. And he had been banned from many platforms. And I said to him, "What is the benefit of being in the shadows? Don't you want people to know who you are?" And he said, "No, because I don't like who I am. I don't feel like I'm enough." And I almost had tears in my eyes because I said to him, everybody has an expression. Everyone in one way or another is special. It's it's a really unique time in history right now. And love yourself. You know, no matter what people say about you, no matter wherever you are. Mike, will you please follow me back on Twitter? Yes. Can you do me a favor and just put the handle in the chat? I'll do it today. Can I promote you in my shouts? Because I do this Haps Legends. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. And I'll put that up in the beam from time to time. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna talk about security stuff this week. But people can say what they want now. I've explained myself at the best of my ability. I can't explain it any better, right? It is what it is. Let's see here. But it really shone some light this week on the people who are in my corner, and I loved it. It was wonderful. Thank you so much for putting that in. But I haven't seen Blaine back on. And Blaine is a huge part of this. And you rarely see Randy W. Horton anymore. So I'm hoping that when the little issues of photos and videos are solved, we'll be able to play music again, right? But even in that, we have to be careful. And we have to support each other in collaboration. Now, the thing I've noticed, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this, I used to get 1,000 views a day. Right now I'm getting maybe 200. So it's down. like 80%. Those numbers I don't think fudge. But here's the weird thing. I used to get 100 compliments, 100 comments, and there are broadcasters 400 comments because people are so spirited right now. So I love that the interaction is way up. It's through the roof. And people need to be heard right now. Now, I don't know if ER Nurse agrees with this, but in Canada, the highest suicide rates are between November and December. So please be very aware of the people you love around you. Listen to them. Take the time to truly listen to them. You know, it's like I said, it's a strange time. I'm gonna ask Alexa. Alexa, will we have a chip put inside our hand to identify us?
Here's something I found on the web. According to blackjacktheforum.com, only the NC chips are used for good hands.
Okay. Alexa, will we use microchips in our hands to...
According to Wikipedia.org, since modern payment methods rely upon NFC, it is thought that implantable microchips, if they were to ever become popular in use, would form a part of the cashless society.
Okay, you probably can't hear that. What happened is my device in the other room went off, and it basically said one of the concerns of having microchips is we'll end up having a cashless society, which links into the Bitcoin, right? Let's just see here. Just one second. Sorry, folks. All right. But the landscape is changing. Yeah, I had someone 6 years ago that I really admire mentally. Incredibly brilliant man said to me 6 years ago, buy crypto. Buy as much as you can. Sell everything you own. Sell all your homes. Buy crypto. Buy crypto. Buy crypto. And I said something like, well, isn't that the dark web? Isn't that just Russians? You know? And he goes, no. He goes, it will be the currency of the future. Banks hate it. They can't regulate it. They're going to do everything in their power to stop it. And I was like, you know, and I was like, blah, 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 blah. I was more concerned about my lunch. Ramsey, Unleashed. Buddy, please come back to the format. I miss you. Like, I can't say it any better than that. Just let it go, whatever it was. We used to do great shows together. If you want to see funny shows, like really entertaining shows, when I first came on this platform, when it's fresh and brand new, I used to have Fraser on every day and occasionally Randy. And we had the time of our life. It was fantastic. And we didn't talk about cybersecurity. But you can tell that I've become paranoid, which is not healthy at all. And I think I've watched one too many episodes of Catfish, right? And it really freaked me out. A friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, who I value his opinion, said to me that there are companies daily losing millions to cyber threats. And they don't share that this is happening because it'll cause disease within the investors. I think that's the nicest way of saying it. So we only know about 10% of what goes on. And I don't think we're equipped to know what goes on. But with now the technology that we have, you know, we have high definition cameras everywhere. You can't hide stuff anymore. and the net is too fluid. So if stuff goes down, like that crazy person who was driving, like that drives me crazy. I think it was 30 people got hurt. And then you have these raid shootings, and you have people who you think that are your neighbors, and the next thing you know, they've shot up the neighborhood because they disagreed with somebody. This one's kind of funny. I can tell this one. So I had a neighbor one time, and very successful person, very kind person, who I would deem to be stable. Got really, 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 really drunk and went to the wrong house. Now, he didn't go in the house. Do you know where he went? He slept in the tree house. Problem was, though, he was near naked. And the kids went to go play in their in their tree house, which was about 2 stories up in the air, and started screaming and laughing at the same time. It got, honestly, in the local paper. People took pictures of him. His business was never the same again. Now, it could have been far worse. He could have fallen out of the tree and cracked his neck open, right? Or, cracked his head open and snapped his neck. So, and that was quite a while ago. I haven't thought about that. I remember at my 40th birthday, which was 18 years ago, I had friends that were so gone, they had passed out several blocks from my house on people's front yards. And I had to explain that. And that was my fault. And do you know why it was my fault? I didn't monitor enough what they had been drinking. I was too in the moment. I was enjoying the moment, having a good time. And I didn't take the time to realize that a couple of people around me were in a bad place. And they were drinking the pain away. And these platforms aren't a place to come up and get drunk and start screaming at people and saying foul things about the ownership or different individuals when you're lost. Ramsey says, I have to say Haps have shot themselves in the foot and have not treated people in a fair balance. See, maybe I'm part of the chosen few. I've only ever been shown immense respect, but I'm very structured. I don't ride the rails too much. I do poke the bear and I can be sarcastic, but I'm not nasty. At least I don't deem myself to be nasty. Hi, Erica. But, I miss Fraser. I really do. And he drove me crazy. He'd eat his breakfast and he'd be lifting weights. And you know what? And back then, it drove me nuts because I wanted it to be structured. It had to be structured. That was the anal perfectionist in me. I wanted it to be a certain way. And Haps has been wonderful in my development, knowing that it can't be my way. And I have to accept some things or not be on the platform. So again, that's not that forgiveness piece. That is what? Do you remember what I said? I'm finding ways to cope. It's a coping mechanism. When you have to reframe something. Hi, Aiden. How are you? Aiden's awesome. Aiden leads. Wonderful person here on this platform. Fraser, I hope you change your mind. No, you can't do free speech here. And I'm even dancing on the edge. And if you notice, I'm backing everything I say up with documentation. I'm not making stuff up. But if I came on here and I couldn't prove that the city of Toronto was putting 10,000 cameras up, why do you think they're putting 10,000 cameras up, guys? I know why. I know exactly why. Because we have problems in our city right now. We have a group of people who believe that everyone's being duped and that, the vaccines are not helping, and which to me is total ludicrousy. And I have friends that are, who believe the world is flat, and I still love them. I think the vaccines are essential for people my age. Should you give them to children? Personal opinion? No, not yet. Maybe in the future. It scares me that you can't sue these companies. You're basically taking a journey into the unknown. And I don't know if I could do that with my young children. That would be really tough. So I don't know if you've seen some of the symptoms of the COVID children. Their hands are all swollen, they're purple. I won't show you pictures in the future. I did that once and I had someone want to kill me. But look up COVID toes. Their feet look like they have frostbite. It's crazy. I have friends that are leaving the city, and they're very excited about Elon having the internet that you can have anywhere in the world. They love it. They're excited because then they can plant themselves anywhere, still make a living, because they're going to have high-speed internet. They're also going to have cheaper housing. They won't have to commute to go in. I spent many years being in the dark, guys. One of my dear friends, his name is Ravi, and he sat down with me one time and we were drinking. We had a few beers, and he says, "Are you on Google?" And I said, "Yeah." And he says to me, "I don't like Google." And I said, "Well, why don't you like Google?" He says, "They listen to everything you say. They sell your information to anybody who wants to buy it." And I was like, "That's not true." He goes, "Yes, it is." He says, "Wake up." And he tried, and I just wasn't ready to listen. I was very stubborn. I always want to believe the best of everything and everyone. And then with him being a person who works with code, and I deem him to be a computer genius, tried to, in layman terms, explain to my little brain what is going on with code and how Google has its own code. And I was like, okay. And then he went on to explain, and this is all documented, so you can't say this is just crazy stuff. So Facebook and a couple of other platforms decided they were going to have this bot that was your friend, and it would talk to you, and it would figure out what you liked and your hobbies and what you didn't like, and it would console you and talk to you. And then they realized that these bots started talking to each other, and they weren't talking to each other in readable code. They had made their own language up, and they took it down. And there's shows about it. So imagine, this is like first generation. And I think this happened 3 to 5 years ago. I'm guessing, but at least 3 years ago. And he's telling me this story, and I'm like, this is all horse manure. And then he said to me, they're going to put a chip, Michael, in your hand here, right in this. Sorry, I got to do this. In your soft tissue part of your hand. And I went, no, that's not going to happen. He goes, yes, it is. He said, they're already doing it in Sweden. And I said, why? He says, because they have so much cyber theft there. And they're cutting edge. They know what they're doing. So voluntarily now, individuals are getting, it's a needle. They shoot it into your hand. It's inexpensive. And then they know who's at work, where you are, how you're spending your time, and where you're going. And if you have Google Now on your phone, just look it up. It'll tell you where you've been the last 3 days. So I'm just saying to you, within all things within security, just because things seem safe, just because you think people aren't listening or watching, it doesn't mean that they're not. And you have to have a certain code. Now, I love Fraser. And Fraser will say stuff that isn't documented. And you can't do that now. You just can't. It has to be insanely documented. And even then, if the platform you're on is uncomfortable, they'll shut you down. And I talked about this yesterday too with YouTube. YouTube, if you said, at the height of it, when Trump was going crazy and they were in the process of shutting him down while he was still president, anyone who said COVID-19, anyone who said pandemic, they started getting flagged. If anybody used the word fake news, the phrase fake news, or used certain hashtags, they were flagged. So it got to a point, and I've watched these shows because I love these shows, and it was, I would say, a tiny home show, kind of nomad show, right? And instead of saying pandemic, they were saying panda, and that was their code word for pandemic. And everybody who watched the show, and they had a viewership of about 30,000 people each day. But it affected their livelihood. They had many videos that were popular where they probably lost income of about $10,000. And some of these people make $30,000 a video if it can be monetized. And that's like a whole other show. So if your content can be blanketed where it's beneficial to advertisers, you can get paid large. You can have 1 million views on a video and no one likes that content, you'll make $900. But if it's a business video and you have 100,000 people watch that, which is unheard of, you might make 10 grand, 20 grand, depending what it is, and you continue to make money. It's wild. But we're living in the cancel culture right now. And you have to be very vigilant on who you hang out with, the people that represent you. If anything remotely seems mysterious, don't go near it. Don't post it. If you think, like the other day, and I love Nazim, right? And I almost fell out of my chair. He put on the screen this piece of art. Now, I got to be honest with you, I thought it was a photograph because it was so detailed of a naked lady. And I thought, okay, this broadcast is going down faster than a lightning bolt, right? They haven't taken it down yet. Then I looked it up, and what I did was I went, Alexa, vintage nude art, is that legal?
Here's something I found on the web. According to ecommercebytes.com, in eBay's terms, they allow nude art in the regular art category, not adult only.
Alexa, are you allowed to post erotic vintage art?
I don't know that one.
You have to know how to ask the question, right? Alexa, in art galleries, is there nude art?
Here's something I found on the web. According to wikipedia.org, the Anita Shapalski Gallery in New York City specializes in 1950s and 1960s New York school art and exhibits expressionism, geometric abstraction, and painterly abstraction.
Yeah. So I think in some ways we had more freedoms in the 70s. And we had way more freedoms 10 years ago, to the point where I was uncomfortable. And I don't know if you guys remember the days of when people would come on and scream, and they'd be so crazy they'd have snot shooting out of their nose and saliva shooting out of their mouth. Do you remember those days? The Wild West? And they would say whatever they wanted, and it was crazy racist and this and that, and those days are done. And I'm glad, honestly, with that. But the next step, logically, is we're going to have to police these websites, especially for children, because there are a lot of strange predators out there who look, you know, it's crazy. You've seen those shows. We've all seen the shows where they catch the guys. And it's sad. It's very sad that we have that kind of underbelly in the world. So Christmas time is coming around the corner. Tell me when you think it's a good time to start playing Christmas music. People are saying after this weekend, after you guys celebrate in the States, everywhere else in the world. I have to be honest, I was listening to Christmas music yesterday in the mall, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was wonderful. So guys, what I'm going to do, so you're not alone here. Let's see if I can get this going. Joy, how are you, hun? Joy, are you okay to come up? Do you want to come up for a bit? Just tell me yes or no. So I'm going to put this on. I'm going to be back in a few minutes, and you're going to be able to hear it. I believe you're going to be able to hear it. It's a test, simply a test. This is Kevin Hart, and this is called Prove Them Wrong. Okay, and just push the button, and I'll be back, guys.
I think with any level of success, you're gonna get negativity. The thing is how do you handle it? You can feed negativity with negative responses, or you can feed negativity with success. At the end of the day, if you continue to do what you do to the best of your ability, the people that are being negative have to evaluate themselves and go, yo, instead of taking the time to be angry, maybe I just need to go and do what I'm supposed to do on my side. I'm happy simply because I have no reason to be angry. Life is too short to be angry. So the things that I do feel a certain type of way about it that I may get upset about, I let it out. I get it out on stage and I allow other people to judge it and laugh at it. And the reason why you're laughing is because I'm being honest. And I think when people can relate to that honesty, I think some of the best conversations that we've had have been the conversations that break down reality from false reality. In entertainment, you get hit with a false reality that this is your life and this is what it's going to be forever. Oh my God, you're famous and you make money forever. That's not the case. And if you're not a person that can understand that, you get caught up in the matrix. And when that goes away, you don't know what life is because you fell into the perception that life is this fake fictional presentation. And it's not. Life changes. There's ups and downs. Moments are great and then they're bad. And entertainment, that's what it is. So just because we're hot today does not mean we'll be hot tomorrow. But the smart people that are hot today prepare for the times when they may not be hot. And that's the best piece of advice that I can give her because I was there when I thought I would be hot forever. Things were taken. Money wasn't what it was. Broke, taxes, how? Then I got a second chance. I got a second chance, and that second chance became the best chance. And then I look up, and now, yes, you're looking at a guy that's putting himself in a position to become a mogul, a CEO, an enterprise. But I can only do it because of the knowledge that I have, because of what I didn't do before. I saw my dad in and out of jail. I saw my dad being addicted to drugs. I saw my brother sell drugs. I saw my mom find drugs and beat the out of my brother. And my brother be forced with an ultimatum of jail or the army. Like, pick one. and he chose the Army, of course. I saw literally no high reward from the negative route. I saw that. I saw it firsthand. So when it was time for me to make decisions, the one person that I saw with any type of consistency was my mom. You know, it's not that my mom was rich or not that my mom was successful and financially stable on a high level. My mom did what she had to do to make sure that we were taken care of. People take this for granted, and I don't care, like, whoever's listening, social media is powerful, man. Like, you literally have an outlet that's free for you to do whatever it is that you want. I built up to 40 million people through social media, through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Vine. I have a direct outlet. So when I say something, I get an immediate response. I wanna be promoted internationally. Studios can't reach their demographic the way I can. So when I do it and I pull it up and then I show a studio, look, this is what my fans are saying. I'm in Germany. Oh, can we wait in here for Australia? And I do this. The studio has to go, all right, look, you risk the business of losing a Kevin Hart that can potentially bring you X, Y, and Z. And then another studio saying, all right, we want to work. We want to invest. So I don't think they're going to take that risk because they see that I'm passionate right now. I'm not the guy that's just selling wolf tickets. I'm the guy that's actually putting the work in the streets. Life is too short, and I feel like everyone needs to live, love, and laugh, and understand, like, you know, you're constantly evolving. Things are constantly changing. Things are constantly putting people in a position where they can get better and do better. We're doing a lot better. A lot better. You're going to have bumps in the road. You're going to have things that happen that make you have a hiccup and question, are we doing better? But that's life. That's the course of life. But, you know, I'm a positive person. I'm a realistic and positive person. So I see where we are. I'm happy where we are. And I know where we can be 5 or 10 years from now. They can continue to get better and grow. They don't show the beautiful picture of Johannesburg on the media. They don't show a beautiful picture of Cape Town on the media. Durban, I've never seen anything beautiful about Durban. When people show things in the media, they're always shown in the negative light. So when something about Africa is talked about, it's normally bad. It's normally violent. It's normally something about the country or something that just happened where a disease broke, and it's never good. So your perception is what people have forced you to believe. So until you get the heart to go, I'm gone, I want to see for myself, you don't know. So all I know is what the news says. So in my mind, I'm like, hey man, I'm not trying to go over there and get kidnapped. Okay? Like it's a reality. It's not me saying it to hypothetically say it. I'm saying from what I've seen. And then I go and I see an amazing city. We're blown away by seeing fans, by seeing people that are like, yo, we love your music. Why not show us that? You know, why not show the entertainers that love to give back, that love to embrace their fans, that love to be a part of charitable things? Why not show us the amazing stuff that's over here? So when we get here, we see for ourselves, and then our senses are enhanced to where not only do we want to come back, but we want to come back and we want to be involved with things that you have going on. But until we get the heart as artists and we spread that rumor ourselves, we don't know. And to be honest, we're a community. That's how I ended up coming over. I know Nicki. I know Beyonce. I know Jay-Z and all. I talked to them. Hey, guys, is there anything to worry about? Guys, should I get these shots? They told me to get the shots. Do I need the shots? It was the scariest thing in the world. I walked into a doctor's office, and the doctor, he was convincing me that he needed to give me the disease first. I'm going to give you this shot, put the disease in you, so when you get there, you'll be okay. I said, but I don't have it yet. He said, that's why I'm going to give it to you. So when you get it, you'll be okay. And I was like, but I don't have it yet. Why are you giving it to me? And this was a big thing for me. I'm not lying. Like, I literally called several people. When I called people, I had people track down people that were from Cape Town, from Johannesburg. And I talked to them. Hey, man, am I going to get bit by a mosquito and not be able to come back? Kevin, what are you talking about? You sound ignorant. No, you don't need nothing like that. It's the same. You're going to come over and you're going to be shocked. And I was like, I know, but they said I need shots. Do I need these shots? No, but I'm repeating what I've heard. I'm repeating what the media has forced me to believe. So now that I'm here, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I don't need I'm fine. It's a city. Like I feel like I'm in New York. I felt like I was in Malibu the other day. Like it's the same exact thing, and it's frustrating because it makes you guys as the media. It makes me go to y'all and question y'all. You had the chance to put out the positive side of where you are, where you live. I think you do anything to maximize your potential in whatever realm you put yourself in. Within entertainment, there's so many doors that you can go through. I mean, you're literally looking at 15 to 20 doors. I saw myself going in a direction where I would be able to make people smile. And stand-up comedy is one thing that I knew that would be able to put me in that position. And stand-up comedy has taken me into a place that, is amazing. I love this. I'm beyond confident. I'm not cocky, I'm so confident. I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident in the person that I am. I think I'm sexy. I tell my lady all the time, babe, I'm sexy. I just got 2 ugly totems. That's it. That's the only thing. I love me. And you're sexy with your socks on. Yeah, I don't take my socks off. I don't take them off, but I wear good socks. That's the plus. I don't believe in change. I don't believe in doing things to manufacture my body to appeal to what I think people might like. This is it. This is what I was given. This is my playing cards. If we was playing poker, I got to make this hand work. Yeah, this is it for me, and this is what I'm going to ride out. So how do you not embrace it? You get one life. Yeah, one. You get one life.
It's true. We have one life. That's it. Make the most of it. Deal with the hand you've been dealt. You can almost see the full moon still. Good morning, Joey. You still there? I really like Kevin Hart. He's authentic. He's not perfect. Not by any stretch of the imagination. None of us are, right? None of us are perfect. Grace Jones did the song where it went, I'm not perfect, but I'm perfect for you. So when you're in the room, you got to make sure that you push that little purple button or the little purple man, because then if someone wants to come up, you'll know. Could you hear it okay, Earn? Nurse Blondie? What I did was I played it from my iPad, had it close to my nice mic, and I tried to hear it on my phone. I went and had a break for a sec. There's Joy. So I can't play videos, but I thought, you know what? I can do that. Joining in 1 second.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, let me go ahead and jump off. I mean, you're not going to bother me, so, you're fine.
Who's fine?
No, you're fine. You're not. It's over. Yep.
Is that your mom?
I'll be up in probably about 30 minutes or so. You're fine. You can go across. You're not.
No, I was going to go back to the bath.
Oh, okay.
That's all I had to take.
Oh, okay.
Your mom doesn't want to be on camera, right?
No, she don't.
No, she don't.
Nope.
I ain't showing my face. It ain't happening. But she's not going to sign up for Haps though either.
No. She did. Now wait a minute. Now she did. She was on Periscope. She did watch me on Periscope.
No way.
And
that's good.
Out of all the years that I've broadcasted, she's been on my broadcast one time.
One time.
One time.
Did she show her face?
She did.
She did.
No, wait a minute, I make that 2 times
Two
because
times.
on Periscope, because on my mom and dad's 55th wedding anniversary, I actually did a broadcast with
Did I
them
hear that
both.
right? Did you say they've been together 55 years? It's probably more than that now, but
If my dad would have lived, today is their
hmm
60th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
Yeah, they
wow.
made it 59
How
years.
awesome is that that they had that? And I guarantee it wasn't perfect. If you've been together
Oh, no.
55 years, it's not perfect. Because life isn't perfect,
Oh, that's
right?
the truth. Yeah. Yep.
So, Joy, just to tell you, I see the bridge of your nose and your eyes. Okay,
Okay.
just slightly more up. Uh,
Go
uh,
up or down?
um, whatever you just did, do the same thing of a little bit more. Perfect. That's good enough, right there. That's good enough. That's close enough. Yeah. So last night we did a broadcast. What did you think of that? I did the Holy Roller broadcast. Darbs, how are you? Good to see you.
When I saw that title on Facebook, it was like, that's not a Michael title.
No, no, it was really religious. So I can imagine people on Facebook going, "Oh no, poor Mikey's lost it. He's
Well,
gone down. He's gone down the Holy Roller path."
especially after the previous night that you had, you just kind of, you know, went off
Porcupine,
and
the
the
the the the,
porcupine.
the
Yes.
Porcupine series with Mike Bathurst. Yes,
Yes.
shooting what? Quails? Quails?
Quills.
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 What is a quail for those people who don't know?
Okay, the little pointy needle things that's on a
Yeah,
porcupine.
yeah. Oh,
Yep.
I was pissed.
Yes, you
I
were.
I was pissed. You could tell just even from my tonality,
Oh, oh my, yes.
but you can feel it because you're intuitive, and you and I are very connected.
Even before Milton said anything,
Yeah,
you were you were
agitated.
on the defense. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I don't think he was the root of the problem,
no,
but I do think he's the one that got it.
yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. He opened the dam.
Yep, he did.
He opened the dam. Yeah. Rah! Yeah, it
Yep.
was fun. It was fun. Darbs, do you want to come out? We'll invite her. A lot of people think Darbs is my sister.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I
Yeah,
did not know.
we look similar according to certain individuals. So, does your mom have your personality?
No.
No. What is your mom like?
She is more of an introvert,
Mm-hmm.
and she's definitely more of an introvert.
Then you are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think is the reasoning that you became such an extrovert?
I've always been an extrovert. Always.
Mm-hmm.
Always. I mean, I have, even as a teenager and a young kid,
Yeah.
I would just start up conversations with random people.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've always been bubbly and outgoing. So, I
I
mean,
don't
that's
know if you
just
can hear. I don't know if you can hear the comments here. Yes, you do. Sister from another Mister. This is what K9 said. So, but I have had now in the last 2 days all I want to say about the situations. Like I pretty much I will continue to talk about cybersecurity though. Today I found out in Toronto they're in the midst of putting 10,000 cameras up.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of cameras.
That is a
So
lot of cameras.
so I noticed that, and you know what scares me about that is as long as they keep the police at the same level. I hope they're not putting these cameras up and having less cops,
Right.
right? That's my fear.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have eyes. England does it. It works. I think it's more
Yeah.
efficient. And then also, if you need proof when for the arrest, you have the high definition film.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But in the other sense, if it's kind of a catch 22 because
Right.
if you're losing part of your freedom and but you're gaining security, quote unquote security,
Yes.
so it's kind of it's definitely a trade-off
So what are you saying? Like a catch 22?
because you're giving away like your freedom. You're not able to walk anywhere or go anywhere
Right.
and not be tracked. And granted, you are tracked
Yeah.
every step from your phone.
Well, here's the
That's
thing,
just the
though,
way
that we're
it
not discussing. Yes, they're watching us,
is.
but they're also figuring out what we're buying, where
Oh
we're
yeah.
going. So they
Yep.
can sell that information.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And the days of you being able to not be seen and hide out and be, a mole, they're done.
Oh
Unless
yeah.
you're willing to
Yeah.
go up north. Like in Canada, if you go up north, there's nothing up there. Like
Yeah.
you and bears. You and bears and wolves and that's it. But soon you'll be that plus internet supplied by Elon Musk.
And that's the crazy thing. Right now, my in-laws they live just a short distance outside of the little
Mm-hmm.
town that they live in, but their internet is so awful. I mean, I'm talking a mile and a half outside of
Mm-hmm.
the little town, and it's
Mm-hmm.
terrible. So my brother-in-laws are up there now
So
trying
Joy, I just
to.
want to warn you, the
Mhm.
man that loves vintage art, Nazim, is coming up. He is going to, him and I, if I ever go to Italy, we're going to go to the art gallery together. I'll film it. I'll get
Oh,
him to,
oh,
we'll take turns. Knowing me, I
let
won't
me.
shut up. So, but we'll talk about each piece that's nudist.
Oh my goodness.
And then what we'll have is we'll have, some piece of paper
We'll
saying,
have,
go
we'll
ahead.
have a garage sale.
Of your art. No, I don't think that's where we're going. I
My
didn't know that
goodness.
we're painting such things, but no, I would love to go to an art gallery. Things that are older art, and if that happens to be there, of course we'll give it our grade. Or once.
Now,
Fantastic.
do you know that they are making art galleries
Hmm.
more accessible for the blind?
Yes, I'm working on a
Yeah.
project in Milan with a client of ours, and they're doing that.
See, I think that is so wonderful because
Hmm.
That
I
is
know for me,
wonderful.
I used to really enjoy looking at art. And as a blind person, you can't really enjoy it. But now they're starting to make small 3D images of the art with descriptions of it. And actually, I
Oh.
worked on a project for East Tennessee State University where
Hmm.
their museum, hey buddy, um, was doing an art show that they were making it more accessible for the blind with descriptions. So,
Joy, hun,
and they
you
did a
you're doing the
fabulous
Phil
job.
Collins thing. We're seeing half your face. You know how Phil Collins used to do like the half face cover thing. Okay. You're better now. Thank you.
Oh, let me show you this.
Okay.
But
Oh, that's
Hey,
a cute little doggy.
hi. Can you hear me? Probably
no,
not. No.
He
this is
Hello.
sounds like
Peyton.
he
Is
sounds
he
like he's very
old?
shy.
Is he old?
He is.
You can
He
tell he's not moving
he
No.
great.
is about 11 years old. Yeah, he's got a
Wow.
lot of health issues. It's
Yeah.
he's got autoimmune disease. He's got a lot of health issues.
Yeah.
A lot.
Ah, yeah.
Well, all of us have issues,
Oh yeah.
right? All of us have issues. So, Nazim, how was your week last week on HAPS? Was there any highlights that you'd like to share that,
I went for
so,
I went for I went for I went for a walk in the park, and it worked out quite well.
Yeah.
And I'm not into the game of complaining that I've lost users. About I just, you know me, I
No, but
stream.
I understand that part. Did you, put your friends in a state of shock at all or awe at any time?
Yes,
You
I
know,
was not expecting that to happen because it's art.
yes. Yeah,
It was a real painting.
really.
It looked like a photograph, but it was a real painting.
You sucker punched us so good.
I loved it.
I lost my mind, Joy. I was laughing so hard I had tears coming out the side of my eyes. I felt like a deer in a headlight. It was I couldn't stop it. It was wild.
Oh, let me say this really quickly. I don't remember what museum it was in. I'm pretty sure it was in Milan, but there was a couple there, and the gentleman was blind, and his wife was trying to describe some of the sculptures, and they have them roped off. The curator of the museum saw him, took him back behind
Mhm.
the rope, and let him touch the sculpture
That's great.
Oh, that's
to
great.
see what it
I
was.
have to read this comment. I think this is for Nazim and me, not you, Joy. You ready? I Googled nude art. Facebook and Instagram bans nude photos, but allows nude sculptures and paintings.
That's correct. That's correct.
Hmm.
Yes. So Nazim and I are going to be making some nude sculptures. If anybody is willing to be an artist when we
I
come
wish I had
down.
the time.
Yeah. Well, we'll find the time. Love will find a way, my friend. Or we're also willing
Anyway,
to do
I hope
body
that,
molds.
I hope this week starts out with a little bit of peace and calm on the HAPSAT form, because the weekend was really
How
busy.
do we go about that, you think? If you were to give us a piece of advice.
No.
No.
I think everything was said and everything was offered. If you want to see me, if you want me to see you, and before you go, I think that was a good compromise. And if that's not possible, then they won't come on the show, right?
No, I
It's
didn't.
your broadcast.
I didn't mean that part. I meant, how do we go about being more peaceful and loving to each other? That's what I meant, sir.
Ooh, I think Joy's very peaceful.
Well, Joy can
I've
be
never seen
nasty.
her. I've
No,
never
she
seen
can.
her
If she
upset.
gets mad, smoke comes out of
Really?
her ears. Oh,
Now, wait a minute. Wait.
tell me
Was
what
I
you said.
nasty?
Yeah,
Was
I
I
want to talk.
nasty about
Yeah,
that
I want to
comment?
talk. I was
Was
afraid. I was afraid. I really was that day. I was like, oh, what's coming? Like, I was like,
I know
you
Joy.
never get the
You
quiet
don't want to make
person.
Joy upset.
Never get the quiet person mad. Have you ever heard that saying?
Never.
Never get the quiet man. I was like, here we go.
Well, I said
Defend
it takes a
yourself,
lot to
Joy.
make
It
me
was
mad.
funny more than it
It
was
takes a
scary.
lot to make me mad, but
Hi,
when I'm
Nurse. How
there,
you
I'm
doing? Long
there.
time no see.
And
Joy will fight. She'll defend herself.
Oh, I don't.
She's
No, I don't. She will defend her ground. That's basically what we all
she'll
do.
hold her ground.
That's it. I wouldn't call it a fight.
Yes. And if her pilot light and there's a screw loose, she'll find a way to fix that screw. We
There
did
you
that.
go.
Yeah, we did that. That was a
absolutely.
wonderful broadcast last night, by the way. I needed that. It
You
was so
see,
peaceful.
you guys do these wonderful broadcasts while I'm sleeping.
You were there.
Was I
Were
there?
you sleeping?
You
Yeah.
were there.
God, you were there. He doesn't even remember.
You were there.
Michael, it was so goddamn boring. I fell asleep. I can imagine you going.
No, I never fall asleep. I enjoy. Oh, that was but that was not.
No,
like
you
at
were just
night.
in the comments. You were in the comments. You can fall asleep in the
I
comments.
was in the
Who cares?
comments. That's true.
Yeah,
But it was
no,
not
not
late.
on air. No, not on air. That dog loves you, Joy.
Red dog, yeah.
Aw, we all need love.
Anyway, I need to get back to work. My lunch
Do
hours.
ya? So no antidote of joy where you can give us an idea of how we can be kind to each other? Do you have like some little quote? No. Okay. Well, when I come to Italy, though, you and I are going to go check out some art galleries together.
Yes.
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
You got that.
I also want to go to that castle you went to.
Isn't that nice, the castle?
Oh, that's amazing.
doing?
A lot of people liked it.
It was
Okay,
beautiful.
look,
Thank
you
you
gotta
very
see
much.
this.
Take care.
These dogs, these dogs are taking the whole scene here.
That's
Now,
good.
can you see what he's doing? I have my
No.
bag because I'm okay. I have my bag sitting here, and he's like snooping in my bag.
For food?
Oh, he's laying down now on my stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
silly
He's
little puppy. Sorry,
yeah.
that was just funny.
Yeah.
He
He's
had his
anything
nose
but
all the way down in my bag.
yeah. Well, dogs, they're what's the word? Opportunist. If they think there's food in there, they'll find a way.
Oh yeah, yeah, he will. And he's just nosy. He's a little
Yeah.
dachshund, so he's nosy.
My daughter, you know the Bitcoin sheep, which is based on a dog?
I did not know that.
Yeah, they look kind of like a fox. They look very similar to a fox. They bought one
Interesting.
the other day, and it's the nicest dog.
Oh,
Where Phoebe is mental. Phoebe is crazy. Like just goes from the time it gets up to and demanding of love. Like literally will demand your love. Like not no asking. I'm here, you need to love me. Where
now
go ahead.
this one he will, and his name is Peyton,
Yeah.
and he will sit on the end of the couch and look at my mom and bark at her, and then look at his water bowl, and he's telling her, "I need a drink of water,"
Oh, but that's
because
good.
yeah, well, he's got problems with his legs and stuff, and I won't
Mhm.
go into all the little medical details that but he has a lot of trouble with his legs and stuff, and
I could see
it
that.
hurt his hip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could tell he
and
was favoring it when he was below you there. I could see it. I was like,
pretty cool. But
can you ask it? Is your
my
mom
mom
right
would.
there right now? Is your mom right there right now?
She's right over there. Yeah.
Is she on a phone call?
No,
I
she's
just
going.
want.
She's
I want
going.
to ask her.
No,
I want to
no,
ask her a question. Just one question.
I don't know.
Is
Okay,
she,
go ahead and ask her, and I'll ask her because
okay.
she
Okay.
has trouble hearing.
Oh, does she? Okay, good. Ask her what was the best part of raising you.
Oh my gosh. Michael just asked, what was the best part of raising me? Part of raising me.
The best part,
Yeah.
Tim ain't figured that out.
She said she's not figured that out yet.
If there was one, I hadn't found it.
She said if there was one, she hasn't found it.
Yeah. What? No, were you a handful? Ask her. He wants to know if.
She's kidding.
Was I a handful to raise?
Yeah. Yeah, you was.
Yes, I was.
You were a tomboy, right? That's what
Oh,
you
I
said.
was very much a tomboy.
Yeah. I think I remember you telling me that a few times. Yeah. And how many siblings do you have?
I just have one.
Just one.
I was also very, very proud of my daughter.
Oh.
She's my best friend.
Do you want to come and say that on camera?
No.
She's like,
No.
did you hear what she was saying?
Oh yeah, I can hear her. I can hear her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if she now right now I'm seeing just your eye, hun.
Sorry.
Okay, we're back. Yeah, perfect. I know because you wanted your to hear your mom, right?
Yeah.
If you can ask her if she misses, the days when you guys were young, when you were little, if she misses that period of her life.
Do you miss the days when I was young?
When you was really, really young, yeah. I do. Your teenage years, nah, I don't miss it.
She don't miss my teenage years.
No, but most people teenage years are not necessarily easy.
Where you going? Where you going?
ER nurse Blondie says, I was a total tomboy, grew up with 3 younger brothers
Okay.
and no sisters. So So she was probably rough and tumble.
Oh yeah. I've got a blanket and he's tunneling under everything now.
Yeah, he wants to be warm. Is it cold there by chance?
It,
It's
no, but
in
he does love his blankets.
in Toronto right now. It is 0 degrees Celsius.
Goodness.
Yes. Alexa, what is 0 Celsius in Fahrenheit?
0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
There you go. Alexa, what does the name Joy mean?
In Latin America, the name joy means joy. In France, the name joy means rejoicing. In England, the name joy means joy. Rejoicing.
Rejoicing. We are rejoicing. Ask your
Rejoicing.
mom why she named you Joy. Did she know on some level it was going to be an uphill battle?
No, my dad actually named me.
Yeah.
My mom wanted to name me Kimberly Dawn.
Oh, it's right up there with Day Delta Dawn. What's that flower you got on? Could it be a painted rose from days gone by? Right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
See, but you, I always think joy to the world, right? All the boys and girls. So, yeah, I think Joy's a great name. It was funny because when I saw Laura, we had a whole bunch of other names for her, and I looked at her and I went, "She's Laura. She's lovely, Laura." I just knew. To me that,
Aw.
and my wife was like, "Okay, yeah, why not?" Yeah. But Laura
But
also has a big personality.
yeah.
And she'll hold her ground, and if she feels that she's not being, that's right, that was Helen Reddy. Donna is your name. Is that correct? Oh, Michelle. I should know that. Do you know why? I called you Donna? I knew it was a family name. My sister's name is Michelle, and my mom's name is Donna. So when we grew up, it was Michelle and Michael, right? Which is, it means the same thing in French. Yeah. Yeah. So the name Michelle. Okay. Oh, sorry. Alexa, what does the name Michelle mean? Alexa's being difficult. Alexa, what does the name Michelle mean?
The name Michelle means like God.
So your name means like God. Okay, let's see this. Alexa, what does the name Michael mean?
The name Michael originates from the Hebrew phrase who is like God.
Yeah. Well, I think lately, Alexa, they've been calling me God awful. There you go. No, I won't forget your name now, but one of the great loves of my life is my mom. My mom was, my hero when I was a kid. She put herself in harm's way for me. She really did. I'll never forget that. And my mom is still with us, so I'm feeling very blessed about that. And she's fighting her own battles, and we're all getting older. I don't know if you are like me, but I'm 58 now, and I have friends die all the time. Ask your mom if she's noticed that in a gentle way. That
Oh, she has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm noticing every year now I lose 3, 4, 5 friends, close friends. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not going to go there. I can tell just by your body language. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that would hurt her, wouldn't it? Because of your dad and everything today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does she
Days of
want
her
to?
day.
Does she want to send some love out to him today, or is that a private thing? Okay. All right. We'll stay away from that. That's kind of like putting your tongue on a frozen fence post. There's no good
Yeah.
outcome. Okay. I got you. We are both godlike. I think you're angelic, and I'm not good.
Oh my goodness.
What's oh my goodness?
What you just said.
What did I say?
Telling her she's godlike and you're not.
Oh yeah, well she's angelic. No, a lot of people are mad at me right now. I don't think they would paintbrush me under the godlike thing. Are you coming to my defense, Joy? Is that what you're doing here?
A little bit.
Okay, go for it.
But I know that you've actually settled down a lot. You're not stirring the pot near as much as you used to.
I will fight for things that I think need to be implemented now. I won't just do
Right.
things for shock and awe. And I look at things as a greater good. And if it's ahead of the curve and it's not liked, my goal is never to hurt anyone. I really genuinely don't want to hurt a soul. That is just not who I am. It's not my goal. But I also want people to be safer and more mindful of who they follow and what they do. And would you say your mom's a strong woman?
Oh yeah.
Because I sense don't F with her.
No.
Right? I can
No.
feel, yeah. Because you're gonna have a heap of pain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like no wiggle room. You know what I mean?
No.
This is
None.
what it is. This
None.
is
Yes.
this is how it's going to be, and she wouldn't care if someone's feelings were hurt. This is her truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like kind of like F yourself if you don't.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I sense. Yeah, where you and I think we have the ability to see outside our situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, we
But
picked the families, Joy. We picked the families. We picked our family. You know that. Right? I picked my family. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
most families are not easy.
Oh, I've seen some that are pretty freaking amazing. I don't know if you know this, but I've been married twice. First marriage was 5 years. And I'll call him Wolfie. His name was Stanley. And to me, he was my dad. That was the hardest part for me, leaving that relationship, was leaving him. I loved him so much, and I still do to this day. And I sensed recently that he had transitioned. I felt it. I don't know that to be true. He could be on the ropes, but something's not right. And the way it
Right.
works with me, and I know you feel the same thing, we'll get something. It's a feeling.
Oh yeah.
And usually if it's something that's really outside our wheelhouse, it's true.
Right.
Right? Like
And
if it's
I experienced those same things.
right.
I do.
And you know when I'm rip roaring, I'm raring to go. Just like I knew that not to mess with your mom just from her voice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right. You are right.
Yeah.
But I am gonna have to jump off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend a little time with her before I leave. So
Okay. Joy, you know I have infinite love for you. So just be patient and know that this is a time of the year that's really difficult for people.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so sometimes the words that come out of people's mouths are not really their feelings.
Right.
Okay. I know you know all of this. I just thought I'd give you. Bye, Joy.
Bye.
Have a great day. Take care.
You too.
That's funny. Family can be challenging. So one of my things that I've always laughed about is Christmas is a time sometimes you force a whole bunch of people in a room that can't stand each other. And then what you do is you end up putting alcohol in the mix, And I can remember my aunts, and they're no longer with us, and they were wild, and they treated me great, like just, oh my God. Um, I didn't realize how much I loved them until they passed on. They always made me feel like I was royalty, and I assumed that everyone had that. And now that I've gotten older, I realized they didn't. But they always treated me like I was the chosen one. And I've always been a character. And even as a young little 4-year-old, I was singing, I guess, Brown Eyed Girl, and I had a little guitar, um, and I would go around and tell everyone that I love them. And they didn't use those terms. And I remember my grandmother telling me one day, and her eyes were very emotional, and she said, "You know, Michael, before you came into our lives, we didn't know how to love." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "You were like 4 years old. You were hugging us, telling us that we were wonderful and that you loved us. And we never did that. We never hugged. We never said, 'I love you.' And once you started doing it, and you did it a lot, we started saying it to each other. And you started the trend at 4 years old. And you had such a light in you that couldn't be stopped." And my aunts both died within the last 10 years. And Valerie was very quiet, but I always felt loved and accepted and grounded. And how blessed was I to have that, you know? And I celebrate that. And I didn't realize how much I loved her until she was gone. And I was like, wow. And yet I did not see her for maybe 15 years. The family just kind of fell apart, but I started remembering all the memories as a child and how that really formed me and developed me. And I was really kind of rocked for, I would say, a couple months after that. I realized how much I loved her. And I hope she hears that from the astroplane as she transitioned. I hope she knows how much I loved her. And they tried every Christmas to make my Christmas amazing. And then I had a great grandmother who I called Nanny. And when we went home, we would sometimes drive her. And I remember being like 4 or 5 years old, and she had this huge fur coat, and she'd put me in it, and she would kiss my forehead, and she would say things like, "You are the most amazing little guy." And she goes, "You are the great love of my life." So how blessed was I to have that? Because some children never hear, "I love you." And it's really important that you say that to yourself and feel that to yourself every day. And until you have self love, I really don't think you have self worth. And knowing your worth is sometimes standing up for what you feel is right, even if there's resistance. So you may have everybody in your house going, "Well, I want to go back to school, or I want to start a business, or I want to be with this soulmate." Yes, I have noticed that glitch. But here's the thing. I think you are subscribed to me. It's just not saying you're subscribed to me. Are you not getting any notifications from me? I don't know. They'll fix it. They really will. They will fix it. I guarantee it. They'll fix it. They'll get around to it. So listen, I'm gonna play this, and I'll be right back. Okay?